Kia ora e hoa. Welcome to History in the Making. My name's Phoebe and I create public programs at Toitū. Since the lockdown, I've been making activities for you to stay busy inside your bubble. Last week was a very special week. We moved into level 3, which meant that our bubbles got just a little bit bigger, and it was New Zealand Archaeology Week as well. Who here knows what archaeology is? Well, it's a science that helps us to understand what people of the past were like and how they lived. Scientists who study archaeology are called archaeologists, and archaeologists find the things that people made or used in the past. These things are called artifacts, and artifacts can be ancient or not that old at all. We are living in a historical moment right now, and to help us remember this moment, I'm going to show you how to make a time capsule. We're going to make a journal for your time capsule. Then you can choose a few small things to put inside. Now, when you're an archaeologist, it's very important that you record all of the details about the things that you've found. And you can use your journal to write the things you've selected. In my time capsule, I'm going to put in some things that I collected on my walks during lockdown and a newspaper from the day that we moved into level 3. And newspapers are great because they say so much about what was happening at a particular time. All the small details. If you don't have a newspaper, that's okay. You can write your own by finding a few stories or current events. So to begin with, I'm going to show you how to make a journal. And I really like this technique because it's just the right size to fit in your pocket. You can make it out of a single A4 piece of paper and you don't need any staples or bindings. Now, it might seem a little bit tricky at first, but if you watch closely and with a bit of practice, you'll get it in no time. So we start with a single piece of A4 paper and we fold it horizontally. Now open it up again, turn it around, and we want to fold it vertically. Now we have 4 squares. Turn it vertically again, take the bottom edge of the top layer and fold it to the top 2 edges. Right, so it looks like this now. Okay, so we flip that over and do the same with the other side. Now you've got this kind of W shape. And you should be able to count 8 rectangles here. If not, then you might need to go back and start from the beginning again. All right, so we've got our 8 squares. Now we're going to fold it together again. And we're going to take your scissors and cut it down the middle line, right there. This is the tricky bit, but it should look like a mouth. Now, with the mouth facing you, fold the paper along its crease horizontally. And now you have a diamond shape with 2 side panels, or a square, if we look at it that way. So what we want to do from our diamond shape is bring the 2 panels together, just like that, and it makes a kind of cross. And then you want to fold all of the pieces on one side to make a booklet. And there we have it, a 6-page journal. Simple, just 1 piece of paper. So you might like to make a cover for your journal. You might want to stick some nice paper to the front and back or colour it in. You could draw a cover picture or give it a title. I'm going to use this nice piece of handmade paper that my friend gave me. So what I'll do is I'll just cut that to size. And then I'm just going to fold it in half, get a little bit of glue from my glue stick, just put that on the front, and a little bit on the back, without trying to get glue on the table. And then we just cover that nice and simply. Now we've got a nice little covered book. So the other thing I love about this technique is you can open it up again to a full blank page. And now that is perfect for drawing on. So to open it up again, you just unfold it. So I'm going to draw a scene from outside my window, and you might like to do the same. You can use any drawing material you like. It could be felt, colouring pencil, or even paint. Just make sure that you let it dry before refolding the paper again. Right, I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit. Now I can see the edge. So I'm going to use a pencil to draw the church and the landscape outside my window. So we've got a church steeple. Okay. You don't have to be a very good drawer. It really can just be a scribble like mine. Or maybe you're a pretty good drawer, so you should really just go for it. The main thing here is that you're making a record of a particular place and time. So we're done. Now we're going to put it back together again. And then we're ready to write our journal. So you can do this in your own way. You could do it over a week if you like. It's really up to you. So you might like to use your first page here to write a little bit about you, your name, your birthday, and the date that you made your journal. You could then write a little bit more about maybe something like what you want to be when you're older, what you love to read, your favourite song, maybe a movie that you can watch over and over, your favourite ice cream, the best games, or maybe your coolest toy. And you can use the second page. You could record all of the things that you're going to put in your time capsule here, what they are, where they came from, and what they're made of. Now in the third and fourth pages, you might like to keep a diary, and this could be from a whole week or just a day. So you can write the highlights of what you did and how you felt, maybe something funny or something challenging. It's really up to you to decide. Now on the fifth page, you could write about what your experience of lockdown has been like, and what did you miss the most? What can you just not wait for? Was there maybe a special memory that you have from that time? And now we're down to our last page, and it might be nice if you ask someone from inside your bubble to write a letter to you, something that you can read in many years to come. So there we have our journal. And we're almost at the end of this video, so we'd better put together our time capsule. Now you're going to need a box for this, a cardboard box, a shoe box will do. I'm going to use this little wooden box here, which is a lovely little red box. Right, so what do I have? Here I have things from my walk. I have these petals, very delicate, ones that I picked on one of my lockdown walks, and I think it's special because it was Anzac Day during lockdown. Put a few petals in here. Now you can choose things that are small and maybe they tell a story. Here's a feather that's special to me because someone I love gave it to me. So I'm going to put in the envelope here. You could put in photos or drawings of the people in your bubble, or maybe something else that you made. And the newspaper from the first day of level 3. Now, when you have finished making your time capsule, open your journal. And then we want to put it somewhere safe. If you reopen it in 20 or 30 years' time, you'll see how all these small things have become artifacts. Maybe you'll bury it somewhere in your garden for future archaeologists to find. I hope you enjoy making a time capsule